Hello friends and welcome back for episode 8 of our Terraria 1.2 Let's Play. I have a lot to show you today, so I hope you're excited and I hope you're ready to go. So you're probably wondering why am I standing on this little patch of rock over here. Well, to answer that question, somebody a few days ago on, I think it was episode 4, had mentioned, hey, you should do like the first 10 minutes of the building stuff off camera. Well, this one's for you. I did about the first 2 hours of building stuff off camera here, and bam, here's my Fortress of Doom. Alright, so I took the concept I was working with and I finished it, and I added a bunch of other little flourishes. We've got some windows, we've got some yellow torches here, we've got this lovely golden chest, which is going to be my room when I build some sort of a bed, I guess. And unfortunately, it's not exactly going to be symmetrical, of course, due to the fact that these crafting areas are going to have to be a little bit off. But, you know, I think it's a good start, and we've got my archives down below here, which are full of all kinds of goodies, and of course I've got my little trap safety door at the bottom in case I need to either enter or leave in a hurry from one spot or the other. I guess that would be kind of useful if I need to, like, fortify the doors or something so I still have a way out. And then I've got a little sign saying what every chest is about. Although this is more like a category of what the chests are because they don't all account for all the chests. But anyway, I've got them split up into a bunch of discrete types of things, and I think it should just about cover everything, and of course if it doesn't, I'll end up readjusting all kinds of stuff later. But for now, I think this is a really good foundation, and I think it should serve as a nice way to get things going into the, you know, sort of exiting the very, very beginning part of the Terraria world and beginning to, like, get into the actual heart of the game, which is, you know, getting the exploration done, getting some parts of the map opened up, and fighting some bosses pretty soon. So, also, you might notice I have lead pants now, so there's that. I ditched the wood in my pants, and now there is, just lead there instead. Another thing I want to go over today is, hey, what's up with my map? Why is there a giant pillar going into the sky? Well, I figured out a little trick, maybe not so much a trick as just a thing that you guys might want to know about, and I will, pick another spot here, and I'll just demonstrate. So, how about, like, this? I want to go somewhere a little bit higher so I don't have quite as much to do. So we'll go up this little hill here, and then we will build a little path into the sky. It's quite simple. It's just the trick was figuring out how to come back down effectively. I also planted this forest of seedlings or saplings that are going to hopefully blossom into beautiful trees at some point. Alright, so we'll go up one more hill. And I did have to go into the corruption just a little bit to get some of that wood that you may have noticed was the background of, like, the main area. Alright, I think this is about as high as we're going to get. So we'll equip our ropes. You'll notice I have 566 of them in this case. And just find the ground and just click and hold up on the arrow keys. Or in the W key, rather, because we're not using the arrow keys. And this will very quickly propel you all the way up to the height of the sky. It's going to take probably, like, between 300 and 400 ropes from around that altitude, I believe. And without too much time spent, it should take us all the way up there. And you'll notice the sky will probably start to get darker. Or at least when it was night out, it turned into, like, space, which is pretty wild looking. How high are we up on the map? And you can always check. Pretty high, actually. So I'm not sure exactly where the Sky Fortress, Sky Islands, or whatever we're calling them are. Hey, look, there's, like, random rain here? What's going on? I found clouds. Hey, I found an island! Total random luck that this happened. I was hoping, but I didn't actually have any expectations. So now I guess I'm going to mine through some clouds for a bit. And maybe there's even going to be a reward for us at the end. Man, that is, like, really lucky given how many spots there could be islands. That we just happened to run into one of those. And I've heard that there are harpies here as well. So I'm going to want to be a little careful about that. Because getting back down is going to be really a pain in the butt if I don't have an easy way to do it, and these dudes are attacking me at the same time. That's funny that it's just, like, perpetually raining coming from this cloud. Alright, so I can dig over here. I'm just going to, like, dig a little path up into the island proper, and I see there's some very interesting materials up there. All of which I would love to add to my collection, so I may end up deconstructing this island at one point. I could just leave this rope here, and we could always just come back later. My plan, though, was to build the rope and then deconstruct it so I can show you. Really, all you need to do is, as you're descending the rope, just hold click on your mine pick and just basically swipe it up and down like you're doing an original DS game or something. and you will basically delete the rope just about as quickly as you're falling. So you're actually going to hopefully retract the rope and be able to actually make your way back down and not have to leave it there as like an unsightly mess. This is very exciting. I wasn't expecting anything like this to happen in this episode. I figured we were going to go wander around in the corruption for a little bit, or something like that anyway. And is that, I guess that's a chest there, right? It's certainly a strange looking chest. I've never seen one quite like that. And alright, I guess we are going to find our way in. I guess I can jump over this. Oh, there's like less gravity up here too. That's wild. I can definitely jump way higher here. I guess that kind of makes sense given how high we are. Now, it used to be that there were all kinds of ores and things when you entered these sky islands. This does not seem to be the case here. What did we get? We got a shiny red balloon to increase jump height. Alright, I'll take it. Not the best thing in the world, but not the worst either. Got some grenades, a bunch more ropes, and some shuriken, as well as some cloud bits, and some very interesting furniture and walls that I'd like to bring back. A skyware chest. Can I deconstruct all of this stuff? Oh, I guess I have to use my mind pick, huh? Skyware chair, gravity banner. What is this? Sun plate block? This is an interesting piece of building material. I definitely will want to take the whole thing. Sort of like mining for ore in a way. Sorry, island. Hope you didn't really want to exist much longer, because, yeah, I'm gonna take you apart. Oh, right, I don't need to use that here because I can jump super high. And now that I've got this balloon as well, I should probably even be able to jump even higher. That's pretty good. Can't complain. And I'm probably going to want to take all this backdrop as well. See, now sometimes I don't want to jump that high, and it's going to happen anyway. It's a very interesting material. It's like, it's golden on the outside, and then it's got like this ooey gooey blue center. Definitely want to grab a whole pile of that. I wonder what I could... Maybe I could line the room that I've created in the center of my little fortress, like that I was calling my room. I could line that with this, and then the glass would look even nicer. Now, what's this background material supposed to be? Because it kind of looks like a padded cell or something. Oh, I didn't want to place that there. Let's use, yeah, hammers. Disc wall. Interesting. Well, let's just deconstruct that as quickly as possible, and then we'll get out of here and see about doing some proper exploring. Not that this isn't. I guess I'm going to take apart everything. There's not really much need to leave the rope, so I guess I can still show you what I was planning before. Sorry, this has taken 10 million years, but yeah, it's probably worth doing. I think this is going to be a nice little addition. My goal, and this is going to sound a little OCD, actually it is definitely OCD, but hopefully you guys understand because you're fellow Terraria players, or at least many of you are. One of my many goals is to collect all the stuff again, and I understand probably the amount of chests that I have right now is not even close to be able to capture all the stuff that there is in this game and put it in a box. But, you know, I'll make my museum properly one day. For now, I'm just starting out. And that's why I try to neatly label everything, because that's kind of important. If you want to be fastidious and meticulous about collecting stuff, you definitely need to know what you have and where it is. And also, it happens to be pretty important when you're trying to build stuff and craft stuff and put stuff together. To be able to know what you even have to be able to craft stuff is pretty important. It's kind of tricky, though, because like you can't hold all your stuff in your inventory all at the same time, which is entirely reasonable. But you still need to be able to see what you can combine out of all that stuff. So, like, I guess you just sort of need to know what you have at certain points. Is it worth digging down there for this? I don't know, I guess it is. And then we will actually leave. So it's raining on top of us, even though it's still raining underneath us. So clouds upon clouds. And now there's actually a slime spawn down here, or up here, rather. It's about as up here as we're going to get. And one more cloud block. I'm not sure what I can do with these clouds, but we will be able to remember pretty easily where this is now, because rope or not, it's going to be on the map, so... There we go. We'll leave the trees. That's a little greedy. Don't really need them that badly anyway. And there's nothing to the left, right? I think that's just the edge of this island. I'm going to make sure I can't, like, see another island from here. That would be a little wild, though. And obviously fall damage would super kill me from this distance, so I have to not just fall off of this. And, of course, it's going to become night now, I guess. And let's just grab our mining pick, and then I will demonstrate holding up. Just gonna scratch like we're scratching off a scratch-off lottery ticket or something. And we will make our way down. It's not the fastest thing, but it does get the job done, and you rarely will miss a link of rope this way. Any other way I've tried to come up with, you pretty much will just chop up the rope into little weird segments, which will result in you probably either falling to your death or just falling in general. I guess actually you don't even need to scratch, do you? As long as you keep it in the exact same spot. Yeah, you just cut it all down, so just look for that little bead of the end of the rope there and just hold it in place. Yeah, that would be the most efficient way to go. So, we're still learning, we're still improving. Now that we're out here, I guess we may as well continue where we were going. As soon as we reach the ground again, we'll see, what was that, like 100? Well, you can see the number counting up there, 139, 40, 45. This is probably like 200 links of rope to get up. And also, I got like 80 while I was up there, right? So, that will account for that number being a little bit higher now. And we should be almost most of the way back. Any minute now. Map. Alright, well, we're most of the way. But that technique is a really good way to be able to scope out the sky for... Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I managed to grab the rope again before it killed me. Well, although that height might not have killed me, though. But this is a really good way to check out what's going on up above you and not have to worry too much about falling to your death. I mean, unless you get attacked by harpies or something, in which case, yeah, you're probably going to die then. Because one hit is going to send you flying off that rope. So the whole plan is kind of contingent on not flying off the rope. Anyway, there we go. Problem solved, mission accomplished, all of that good stuff. And that was pretty exciting. We ended up with a nice little artifact, so now I can jump pretty significantly higher than I could a moment ago. So that might also help me out with some of our swimming conundrums or trying to grapple off of strange objects. Well, of course it's starting to become night now. Wish we had maybe done this a little quicker because I kind of wanted to go and hang out in Corruption World. Maybe get some more of that good tree action going on. And now it's just going to be all dark and miserable. What is this thing down here? Oh, just turns into stuff I can take. Okay. Now, there are these, like, briar patches that I've got to watch out for. And if I jump into them... Okay, well, I gotta make sure I grapple at the right moment here. Oh, that one just had a torch in it randomly. But if I jump into those briars, they're going to do some damage, and I definitely want to avoid that. I can go look in some of these pits now. Because I have the grapple hook, and that is going to make all the difference in the world when I'm descending. Alright, nothing seems to be down here, that's all that important. I did also bring with me some stuff, and I haven't really shown you my inventory much today. But I should have, in addition to all that stuff we just picked up, I've got my bombs and a few hand grenades. I think the bombs can actually break through some materials that you can't normally break through until you get better stuff. And there is a horrible abomination, Eater of Souls here, who is not as tough as he looks anymore. I don't know, I got my spear now, and I did have that before, but it seemed like it was significantly more difficult, so I guess maybe it's just a changing of my mind. Not sure what to tell you. So we'll try and get out of this hidey hole here if we could. Not sure how to do that effectively. Maybe I could grapple on top. Oh, whatever, let's just cut through this edge and just climb. Oh, I can't break through this material yet. Alright, well that explains some things. This is going to be a bad time for me if I try to go too far in the wrong direction here. These things are easy to break through, though. Those are no problem. Let's get another torch down, and I do want to grab this tree. Forgot what this is called. Ebonwood, right. Pretty nice material to have a bunch of. And I should be able to just jump right up this surface, no problem. Continue exploring to our left. Oh, we've got a few more ebonwood trees. I'm going to drop a torch because I have a feeling this Eater of Souls is about to catch up with me. And I want to make sure I can see where I'm going and not run into brambles of whatever these things are. Okay, we've got a couple of them. Not that worried. Oh, we've got 3 now. Alright, starting to get a little worried. I kind of want them to all group up in the same spot if that's at all possible. Makes it a lot easier to handle them that way. Also, they don't, or they would be attacking at the same time, which is going to make it much easier for me to manage each of these hits that they actually land properly. Alright, we've got 5 now. That's great. Alright, I'm going to put another torch down. I feel like I'm doing a little mini boss fight. How many do we have now? Can't even really tell. They're bouncing in and out. 4. Alright, we can probably handle... Oh my god, they just keep coming. Well, I mean, that is to be expected. This is not the easiest area. I just happen to want to go here a little too early, I guess. I could try and just keep running away, but I did want to actually explore a little bit here. I should probably come back when I have better weaponry and armor. I was also somewhat emboldened by the fact that I have so much HP now, and that definitely helps. And I also wanted to grab some of these trees. This should be able to at least keep them at bay while I'm grabbing the tree materials. Rotten chunks. What do these guys drop? Anything else useful other than... I guess... I don't know. Are rotten chunks even useful? I don't remember. I don't remember them being useful, but, you know, never know. All kinds of weird materials in this game that sometimes they do things you just don't expect. One more of these. I'm going to leave the little one because it's getting to be a little too annoying to keep mining these things or cutting them down. There we go. And they'll just keep on coming indefinitely. They have no end to them. Vile mushroom. And it looks like just, 2 chunks of lead ore or something there on the ground. I actually went through a whole bunch of lead ore while I was building doors for my fortress. And I'm going to definitely need to recoup all of that stuff. I need to recoup the wood. And I need to recoup all the materials, really. I mean, in order to keep going, I'm going to need better armor for the first thing. And really, to get some of that, I'm going to need to keep on exploring. So, although I am definitely doing better than I was a little while ago, I'm still not quite, like, at a boss stage yet, I don't think. Yeah, these guys are real annoying. If I could just get rid of them all at one time and have them stop showing up for a few minutes, that would be nice. But I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe do they show up a bit less once you kill the boss associated with these characters? That would be kind of convenient if that actually happened. I kind of doubt that is what happens, but it would be convenient nonetheless. Try and line these all up in the same direction. Oh my god, I'm going to die. 6! H! Okay, can we... I need to switch to my spear. I can't do it while I'm hitting everything. Yeah, I'm slain. Fair enough. Well, that would be my first death in this whole series so far, so I don't feel too bad about it. I kind of brought that on myself. And what do I lose for dying? I think it's really just some basic materials. I just lose some money, right? I think that's it. So, I still get to keep all the stuff I just went hunting for, and yeah, everything's all good still, so I'll just not do that again for a while until I'm a little bit better off. Learned my lesson. So my fortress is looking pretty nice. Everything is beautifully lit up. We've got all kinds of stuff going on. We've got the skylight looking pretty. We've got everybody in their rooms. We even got some spare rooms if anybody else wants to come stay with us. And I made sure to put the chairs on this side on the left, and then the chairs on this side on the right, so that way they, you know, don't make anybody upset. And then the NPCs can look out the window. Isn't that nice? I think the only thing that's going to trigger people's OCD in this case is probably going to be these 3 things here, and then the fact that there's a door down here instead of a wall. But I think it's a valid reason to do that, so hopefully you guys are cool with it. So, I mean, I could go ahead and drop off a bunch of stuff in my inventory into chests and all of that. I don't really feel like doing that right now. So let's look at our map. Where are we going to go for the last little bit of our episode? We could go back to our big old mine down here and keep exploring. I think that's probably the best idea. And that will require us to traverse that little desert area again. Or I could just go back over here. No, I don't know. This area is kind of boring, actually. I didn't really enjoy it very much. I think we had a lot more fun in this big labyrinthian maze. So let's head over in that direction, see what happens. Hopefully it's not a bad idea that I'm going into another journey with my inventory sort of a little more full than maybe it should be. But on the upside, you know, I've got a grappling hook. Things are going to be a lot easier to traverse than they were last time we were there. Not that I remembered having a particularly difficult time traversing things there, but, you know, I went through a bunch of ropes. So there is that. Try and keep my torch going up so you guys can see where we're going here, and we will jump over all the zombies. I don't really feel like fighting stuff right now anyway. One thing I gotta worry about, though, is if my jump height is much higher, I might end up actually hurting myself more often. And I think I should be pretty well on the way to another mana star onto my max capacity. Oh, this guy's got a raincoat. I might as well fight him then. Can you give me a raincoat? I would like that. I know there are plenty of cosmetic items. Oh, that's a whole thing I should probably add a category in my chest archive for, is like cosmetic clothing versus armor. Because I remember my big setup in my old version of this was I was trying to get all the different armor sets and all the weapons that accompanied that armor set, which obviously required a lot of materials. And the end result was, you know, I got most of them, but then they started adding in these cosmetic items faster than I could find them. I guess they just have raincoats because it's raining out, right? That kind of makes sense. It's like all these little conditions that require things to happen or result in things happening. It's a nice touch, actually. Yeah, he's not dropping it. Alright, cool. Alright, you guys just keep on walking. I'm gonna just jump over all of you. It's raining in the desert. I don't even care if you jump and bump into me. No biggie. Alright, fall down here. Another fallen star. I definitely should have enough now. Certainly are pretty common. Any antlions, or do they not hang out at night? Okay, please stop doing that now. I didn't care a second ago, now I'm starting to care a little bit. Oh, another one. Oh, look how cute. There's a little fern thing going on. And a little further to the right, we're almost there. Oh, I'm gonna have to clear out these stupid eyeballs now. Which would be easier if I could get out of this hole. Jeez. You know, all the things, I love Terraria, it's a great game, but sometimes the controls really do get on my nerves. I can't imagine trying to play this with a controller, and then the fact that this came out on all the consoles, like, man, I don't know. I heard a lot of people say they had some trouble with the controls on console. To each his own. I'm not saying don't play it on that, it's really cool that you even can. But I don't think it's for me. I definitely enjoy being able to use mouse and keyboard, and even still, it's not that easy to control with the granularity that allows. So, you know, having less in terms of detail in your controls, having to try and use either a D-pad or an analog stick seems like it would just make everything pretty frustrating. I need a double jump. Could we get like a cloud in a bottle, please? Oh, wow, I didn't even notice that vulture. I almost just fell on it. Now, he's probably going to chase me to the ends of the earth, because I know how vultures work. Yep. He's like a homing missile. Whatever, maybe he'll get stuck. Yeah, he got stuck on the little edge there. That's nice. Nice for me, anyway. Is this, Oh, I passed it. It was actually back there. Alright, well, there's just more corruption in that other direction, so let's go back. Excuse me, vulture. Alright, well, this is light enough now. I don't even need the torch anyway. And I believe this is our cavern. Yeah, we've got our demon thingy here, whatever that thing is. Rope, 27 ropes just randomly hanging out in that jar. And we'll just make our way right down. Whoa! There's a heart crystal sitting right here that I just didn't notice. That's real weird. How would I do that? I must have just gone down the other side and never checked over here. That's really strange. Alright, well, free heart crystal, I guess. I enjoy it. Bink! Alright, so we're up to 200 life now. Much nicer. Got a red slime. Oh yeah, what is that root about? An orange blood root. Seems like a cool thing to have. And what's this? There's another thing over here. Blink root. Alright, well, we're collecting stuff to use for potions or something, or conjuring. I don't know what any of this stuff is really for. I never really played enough of it when we got to the point where that was now the, oh, there's amethyst all over that wall. Once we started to get to the point where things were, you know, filled with potions and there were like herbs and gems and stuff. Well, gems happened already, but mostly herbs and plants all over the place. I didn't really get into it enough at that point. I was already mostly done with the game, so, you know, that's all stuff I missed. Somebody pointed out quite astutely in the comments, I think also on episode 4, that the majority of the content I had actually seen was really just from 1.0. And oh, Hannibal the Dye Trader is here. Sweet. Although I did actually play some on 1.2, or 1.1 rather, I did not play far enough into the series. Or was I even? Yeah, I guess the last Let's Play was 1.1. I did not play far enough into that to know all of the bits and pieces of what was added even there. So, you know, I'm experiencing content from kind of 2 patches all in one. Look at all this amethyst we're picking up. Hooray! Anything else over here? No. Looks like we cleared that out pretty well. Excuse me, slime. That was rather rude of you. Alright, so we'll head on back to the right and continue downward. I think having heart crystals show up it's kind of a big marker of progress for me. Was there something blinking in the ground here? I thought I saw something shine. No, okay, that's just my imagination. Oh, you'll notice probably, if I didn't mention this already too, that I've got a ton of glow sticks now. One of the NPCs just sells them, so I just bought 99 of them. Very useful item to have, like I said, especially when you're traversing water areas. Lets you see the depth of them very quickly as well, and when I didn't have the grappling hook, you know, that would have been a really useful thing to be able to tell. So I didn't get my head over water to such a degree that I was actually going to end up drowning myself. Or head up. Did I say above or underwater? I don't know. You know what I meant. Alright, let's grab this little bit of tin. And we are just about at that spot where, if you remember, the blue zone, whatever it is, like algae dripping off all the walls. We're going to go explore that for a second before we wrap things up. I think a pretty successful episode. It wasn't the longest one, but we definitely got a few things done. And hopefully you guys are cool with the way I built my house. I'm certainly pretty happy with it. I think it was worth the effort, and we now have a nice foundation for how to proceed. And we have plenty of room for expansion and storage space and all of that stuff, so I'm happy about it, like I said. Alright, let's toss a glow stick into here so we can see if there's any gems. Does not appear so. Now these algae-covered rocks, okay, I guess that's just a naturally occurring, like, the moss that shows up, or the grass tiles. Yeah, because if you hit it just once, it tends to drop that off. So it's sort of like a little seed that will spread the same way the moss or the grass does. So actually, this is not all that remarkable of a thing to find, but, you know, it looks cool, and it's something that I haven't really run into yet, so I guess I'm excited about that. And I'm sure that episode where I was like, hey, there's no such thing as other colored blocks, that'll probably get a few bad comments, but I'm recording these in somewhat bulk, so by the time this goes up, will probably have already been several episodes before I can read what you said to that one. So it's weird. We're manipulating time via the Terraria TARDIS, Terrardis, I guess we'll call it. Up here, what do we have? Oh, okay, that's a thing we want. Can we drop a torch somewhere else, though? Yeah, that'll work. Oh, this bat's probably going to knock me off. Nope, alright, we made it. Alright, let's get this tungsten out of here if we could. There we go. Got it. And what's going on below? Can we drop... Okay, we got... that. Every time I see the life bar, I'm like, oh god, what has the worm done? It's mutated or something. But it's not that. Alright, he's coming back for another pass. Just throw a glow stick around and... should be able to spear the worm on the next go. Dude's got a mining helmet or something. I don't want to go grab that. There we go. That's if he'll drop it. I don't think it's guaranteed that he would. All these little items that show up just randomly. I like it. It aids a lot to the exploration factor that if you're a completionist and you want to go ahead and try and collect everything, you're going to have a lot of work ahead of you. Sometimes it's a little frustrating because at least the place where I was at when I was playing 1.1, I had played so much of the game, it was like, come on, man, just cut me a break here. I just want to get the rest of the items so I can move on with my life. But if you're into the game, if you're into the concept, there are far worse things to do. Or far worse executions of this type of a game, I should say. So let's see if we can just grab this drop off of him. He's got a lot of health. Oh, also, I'm not doing very much damage to him either. Did he drop it? He dropped a hook? Well, that's cool. Alright, so let's look at the map and see where we ended up. So I think that's probably the end of that tunnel, roughly. Without starting to branch out into... well, I guess we could, like, technically search over here a little bit. There's a pot. Good to know. But I think that's going to pretty much wrap us up for another episode. What are we going to do next episode? Let's see. Maybe I should... I should probably just try and expand one of these tunnel systems that's right near my house so I don't have to go, so far back and forth each time. And we will work on, I think, just getting more resources so I can build better armor, and then I should be able to hang out in the corruption area a while longer. What is this? I can see over the map, and there's just, like, weird pixelated junk over there. I don't know, that's strange. Anyway, I'm really psyched we found a cloud island. That's not something I expected to happen so soon. And look at all this horizontal space that I could have picked any 2 points to go up in, and the second one I picked had a sky island, so I'm very excited about that. Anyway, let's wrap up the episode. Thank you, as always, for your support. Please do feel free to leave any comments regarding how I'm doing in the series. If you're still enjoying things, any recommendations you'd like to see me use for the show, and just any, comments in general, whatever you have to say, whatever you're talking about in your own Terraria world, whatever's new with you, and how would you like to see me proceed as we're going forward. Although, I will read all the comments, but I can't guarantee that I will act on all the comments, because like I said, I'm recording a bunch of these episodes all at one time, so pretty good chance that by the time I see this, I will already be, 3 or 4 episodes ahead of it. But that's not to say that I won't occasionally try to not do that, just so I can actually, respond in a timely manner. But again, I will read all the comments, so even if I don't get to them right away or can't do anything about them right away, I will check them out. So that will do it. Thanks again for all the support, and feel free to leave any likes if you'd like. I do appreciate those very much. And I will catch you on the next one, so have a good night, everybody. Later.